In my last video, I had just woken up to the beautiful landscape of Antarctica after camping overnight. But a few days later, things got even crazier. We have been traveling through what is one of the craziest Drake Passage voyages ever. And I'm not just saying that, the entire staff and captain's crew of our ship has been saying that this is the worst that they have ever seen. Address our terrifying travels home on the Drake Passage, we still have 2 full days to enjoy in Antarctica. After waking up in Antarctica around 5:30 a.m., we went back to the boat, cleaned up, and had breakfast. And of course, spotted more penguins on the way to our next destination. Later that morning, I got to go on a magnificent Zodiac cruise through some of the most beautiful ice you've ever seen. I did not expect to fall in love with ice so much on this trip. And of course, there were more penguin sightings. After the Zodiac cruise, we headed back to the ship and we had some spare time, so I tried out the sauna for the first time, which was an absolutely lovely experience, so peaceful. Soon after that, we found out that our afternoon excursion was actually going to be canceled. We were supposed to go to the Ukrainian scientific research station, but there was too much ice blocking the way. But they had something else planned for us instead. I just woke up from a nap, but they just announced that we're about to jump into this. The Antarctic Ocean. And then it was time for the polar plunge. I was pretty scared to do it. It was super cold outside with just the swimsuit on, but afterwards, oh my God, you guys, it felt so good. It was so weird. I didn't expect it. Maybe it was adrenaline, but my body felt so warm. I honestly just wanted to jump back in again. The weird thing was that I could not speak right after it. For like 30 seconds, I had tried to yell out of excitement and be like, yay, or something, but noise would not come out of my vocal cords. It was pretty weird. It was like they froze. The next day we went to Deception Island, which is located in the South Shetland Islands. It is actually an active volcano. It's actually shaped like an almost completely hollowed out circle, but there's one small gap that ships can go through to get in and out of it. And that is how we got in. The landscape of Deception Island was absolutely beautiful and unlike any of the other places that we visited in Antarctica. It looked like a masterpiece painting, but also like a creamy Oreo milkshake at the same time. Getting off onto land on Deception Island was super cool because all the steam from the warm water just rises and the entire shore is just covered in this steam, and it's very cool, very magical. We got to see this adorable Weddell seal which was lounging on the shore and kind of looked like they were smiling, and then we got one last hike in Antarctica. Deception Island. Super steep to the top of the summit. Of the island, we got to see more Weddell seals, this time a mom and her pup, and wait for it, the cutest seal yawn you've ever seen. Another one of my favorite things on this trip was when we would see different species of penguins hanging out together. So on Deception Island, we saw these 2 chinstrap penguins being followed around by this one Gentoo. He just really wanted to be friends with them, I guess, and it was adorable. really warm your heart. It is so freaking precious. And then before we even knew it, it was time to leave Deception Island, and our last landing in Antarctica was over. While we were sailing away from the South Shetland Islands, we got one last look at some penguins on an iceberg, and that was it. I feel like I've been a broken record all of these past videos trying to find the right words for my experience in Antarctica. All I've been able to say is that it's magical and beautiful and unbelievable and stunning, and all of that is true. Maybe one day I'll be able to find even better words to describe this experience, but it's just that. It's indescribable, and I am forever grateful to have been able to visit this perfect place. It was time to head back to Ushuaia, Argentina, and that is when we entered the most wild Drake Passage, apparently, maybe ever. We have been traveling through what is one of the craziest Drake Passage voyages ever. And I'm not just saying that. The entire staff and captain's crew of our ship has been saying that this is the worst that they have ever seen. And it's a little bit crazy. Oh my gosh. Just a little bit of an advance warning that a lot of this video is probably going to be a little bit shaky because I am on a ship that is moving up and down a whole lot. As a matter of fact, we're moving up and down around 60 meters. The ship itself is tipping from one side to the other about 60 meters on each side, which, I did the math, is 197 feet. It definitely feels like that, but that's terrifying. Yeah. If you're new here, hi, my name's Camilla, I'm 25, and I'm currently traveling back from Antarctica. I'm traveling back to Ushuaia, Argentina, because that is where this ship that I am on is going to dock, but to get there, you have to go through the Drake Passage. Also, if you're hearing this squeaky sound, that is the wind. If you hear squeakiness, that's the wind right now. Yeah, so sorry, I know it's annoying. Trust me, I know. If you don't know about the Drake Passage is this body of water between the southernmost tip of Argentina and Chile, between there and Antarctica. It's a body of water that is where 3 oceans come together, and so it's known to be some of the roughest seas in the world. It's where the Atlantic, Pacific, and Southern Ocean all come together, and they are all crossing paths and just having a little party in the middle of the ocean, but it makes for a little bit of a crazy time. So on the way to Antarctica, we got super lucky. We experienced what they call the Drake Lake, and now on the way back, we're experiencing the Drake Shake, but it is apparently one of the more wild ones that have ever been seen, or at least attempted to be sailed through. We've been told that basically every other ship that's been docked in Ushuaia or in Antarctica have decided to stay there until this storm that's currently happening subsides. So we are among 5 ships that are currently trying to navigate the Drake Passage, and all other ones are staying put and not attempting to go through the craziness that's currently happening. Now, I'm going to try my best to show you some of this on video, but so far, every time I've recorded some of these waves going up above our 5th floor balcony, trying to show you how the ship is tilting from side to side and forward and back, every time I've tried to record it, it's kind of hard to tell that anything is happening. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you some of what's happening, but I don't know how wild it's gonna look like on camera. In real life, it feels like I've been on a roller coaster for about 36 hours now. This morning in the dining room for breakfast, you could see on the back deck behind the dining room, the waves coming up to the 4th floor, crashing onto the deck and just absolutely shoving all of the outdoor dining furniture that they have out there around. And it was just a sea of madness of this furniture just gliding back and forth across the porch. Obviously, nobody can or really wants to go out there. That is far too dangerous. We are not allowed to go out on any of these outdoor decks right now. At one point this morning, the captain said that the wind got up to 100 knots, which is about 115 miles per hour. Part of it is really cool and majestic and just crazy. Obviously, the other part of it is scary and terrifying, and I'm just trying to not think about it too much. But I know we're in good hands. I mean, this entire trip has just been absolutely unreal, unbelievable, indescribable. Those words, which are basically words saying that there aren't words for this experience, are all that I really have. With all of that being said, today is supposed to be the last day on board, the last full day, and then we are supposed to disembark tomorrow morning. I'm gonna take you along the last day on this ship and all of the fun that is happening. It's actually time to go to lunch, and somehow I'm not seasick and I'm actually really hungry. So let's go to lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can only say, buckle up, enjoy the ride.
So every day, no matter whether we've been in Antarctica or on the Drake Passage coming to and from Antarctica, they give us an itinerary of things that'll be happening in the day, and some of it sometimes has been mandatory, most of it is usually optional. After lunch, I walked around the gift shop to find some presents for my friends that are watching Peanut while I'm away. And then we had another lecture. We've been having usually a couple lectures every day. After the lecture, there was a cocktail making class. So 2 of the bartenders showed us how they make 2 of their specialty cocktails, and then they gave us samples of them. And then there was a little bit of free time, so played some board games with some friends that I made on the ship. And then every day around 4, they've been doing a high tea, so it's tea time and they have tea and little pastries and sometimes an activity. So today we all played fishbowl and different teams, and my team actually won. Yay. Now we have some more free time before the last recap of the whole expedition. So every day they've been doing a recap at the end of the day. So I'm not really sure what they'll be doing today since we're not in Antarctica anymore. Usually the recaps have been about Antarctica, but that's the next thing that I'm going to. So we'll see. Okay, well, the update is that we are no longer in the Drake Shake and we are just about to the Beagle Channel, which means no more crazy shaky waters. Thankfully, the past few hours today, it has calmed down quite a bit, so that has been wonderful. Now the last things to do tonight are going to be one last little cabaret show from our cruise director, I think. And then they always have a late night option from 11 until whenever you go to sleep, really, but nobody usually stays up that late because it's just been such a busy, exhausting cruise. One more thing on the agenda for the night, and then it's gonna be bedtime. Sorry for the weird bathroom shot. Also, this is just the best lighting that I have right now. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to hang out with you some more, even when I'm not in Antarctica and just back in Atlanta, living maybe a more regular life. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you again next time. Bye.